We are back. Boston, my name is Ryan Vernell, and you know what that means. The Ryan Show FM is back in Bingtown. We've got Hamptons Day.
We're here.
We've got DJ K Bliss. We've got Mr. Cheeks in spirit.
En route.
And we've got one of our buddies, the Governor of Queens.
Yes.
Legend.
A hip-hop legend.
A Ryan Show regular, too.
A Ryan Show regular.
I'm a regular there.
One of our dear friends of the show, Royal Flush, is in the building.
I'm here, man. What's good, world?
Hello, world.
It's good to have you here. It's good to have you here, Flush.
I'm happy to be here.
Out of everybody I feel like we had on that came to the show and came and turned up, this is like my brother over here.
Yeah.
2 peas in a pod, as I always say. These two.
I miss Mondays and I miss Flush. I miss seeing him there.
Right there at the corner. Right there
Yeah,
bottle.
he always had his little corner, and I always just I would look to my left when I was DJing. I always see Flush over there doing his little 1-2.
I won't lie. Just that spot kept a lot of unity. And
Yeah.
it kept us like. There's a lot of girls that I slept with. I don't even see no more. Like I miss.
I know.
I miss
A few side pieces here or there.
Aw, the
miss him.
memories.
It was a good time. It was indeed. We'll be bringing it back, though. The Ryan Show Live. Shout out to Tavern Lounge. I'm surprised it lasted
Shout
as
out
long
to
as
those
it
girls,
did,
too.
honestly.
Yeah, it did.
It was a
did.
wild time over there.
Yeah.
Week after week. And yeah, we are in search for a new venue. But this is our new focus, is FM radio right here in Boston. And our brand new, I guess we could call it self-syndicated stations that
Yes.
we're on. Shout out our buddies over at ADG Radio. You're officially playing the Ryan Show for the first time, and we thank you for it.
Oh,
Shout
yeah.
out to all the people in West Virginia.
Yeah, I made it.
Not all of you are kissing cousins. I know we made these terrible jokes about the South last week.
They made it, man. They made it.
We made it, baby. West Virginia. We're on a march down south.
Yes.
We'll be in Miami soon, and that's no joke.
Get me to Miami. That's where I need
We're
to
in
get.
talks.
That's where we need to be with this cold weather.
I know.
Yeah.
Build that network so we can go down there and bring Flush with us. So that's
Yeah.
right. If you want to bring Flush down to Miami, just hit us up. Hit up Flush on the IG. We like to put this out early so people can be interactive with us during this broadcast on 98.1 FM. Follow Flush right now at Royal Flush so you can
Yes,
see who we
yes.
have with us right now.
Yeah, she could do it. I mean, you won't book me anyway because I'm fun. You know, I'm gonna make something into something.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And you know what? It's not just your hits from the 90s. You're one of the few artists that I can say puts out awesome music. Hard music still.
Bars.
Like bars.
Bars.
What is that CD that we listen to over and over, the
The
freestyle
freestyle
series?
edition, when you drop that 7 albums or whatever.
What's that? Oh, I know which one you like.
Yeah.
Shut them down.
Yeah.
The P Rock remix. You was playing that. But I mean, I love it. I love hip hop, and I love a challenge. You know, it's in this field, I see a lot of people go at a lot of people. Ain't too many people go at me. You know,
Yeah.
and I gave people easy ones. Like I was on a big label. I didn't make it. I talk shit. I'll be waiting for somebody to talk about me. I'm ready for it.
And
They're scared.
and that's right. Nobody wants to come at you. Have you so in recent years there is some rap beef, but no one's come at you in the last couple of years?
Nah. I guess I guess people would do their homework, so they'd be like, "Oh, word," and they find out the
Yeah.
street Royal Flush.
Yeah, they don't-
Yeah, you'll pull up.
Forget the music.
Forget about the rap Royal Flush.
Yeah.
Real life Royal Flush.
The governor.
The governor,
He didn't
as
get
they
that
say.
name.
But I like to have fun. I mean, I sit there and I plan the whole movie out. I say, okay, cool, this is how I'm gonna start it, and I want to end it like this, and I just go in there and do it.
And it's
talent.
It's talent, and
Yeah.
it's you're able to put stories together that way too. It's not like you're going in there and just making words rhyme. There's structure to
Yep.
it, which is the cool part.
And you can tell it's not. It's like the love of the hip hop. It's just for the love of hip hop. It's not like it's your job. You're not in there
A lot
like.
of people bug it because I could tell like a whole serious story, and they be like, "How did you do that without writing?" I'm like, "Because I pictured it. I got the whole film there." You know what I mean? So I love doing it that way.
And
I love it.
do you end up like ghostwriting for people when they see what you're doing off the top of your head? I'm sure that leads to other gigs.
I wouldn't say ghostwrite. A lot of rappers would probably call me on one-on-one in regard to eating, ask me how the f do I do it?
Yeah.
My language. How do I do that? And I would just explain to them like it's just as soon as I hear the beat, I already got the first 4 bars, and now I'm just thinking about how I'm gonna end it. Just like I tell anybody in the streets, if you in a race and you don't see the finish line, how are you in a race? You know what I mean? If you're just running nowhere, then how are you getting somewhere? So if you don't see the finish line, you're never gonna get nowhere. So when I do a rhyme, I got a start and a finish. and I know what to try to get to get to
In
the
between.
finish. Right. So even if I mess up and got a punch, I still know I'm still running down that same to get to that
To get
finish
to the
line.
end.
Youngins, that's a 25-year vet right there dropping gems. For
I know
you.
that Hams Dave's gonna pick that up next time we're
Yep.
sitting in the car.
Word.
I'm
A
old.
beginning and an end, yeah.
Did you
That's it.
start out doing that?
Well, dealing with Mike Geronimo on my first album, I put too much weight on myself. So every time I wrote something and the next line wasn't right, I ripped the paper up and throw it out and start over. I was putting too much pressure on me. But at that time too, I was listening to Nas, I was listening to Raekwon,
Yeah.
I was listening to Jadakiss. I wasn't listening to Lil Uzi. I wasn't,
Yeah.
it was a whole nother. So I just wanted to be the best at that time. But then once
And
you do
especially
it, yeah,
coming from
that's-
New York at that time, like it's not like the person next to you is that you're looking up at is a legend. It's not like he's not just on the radio. He's like the
Then
best.
It wasn't even like the Nas and Raekwon was like, but I still had to worry about the
Yep.
CNN and the Maldives. I had to get through that level to even get to the Nas level. So it was so much competition for
That's
me.
the
So
craziest
I
thing.
had to do it.
Just you the
Thinking
next
about
level.
Queens at that era, all the rappers that came out of Queens at that era, and just in New York in general, but especially Queens. Nature, like a lot of people, yeah.
Crazy.
It's definitely pretty crazy. And now, one thing I find also cool about some of your back then was you took your time with your work. You didn't like rush to put it out. And was there a reason for that? Was it that you were just doing so much other stuff at the time? Like there was a lot of time between the first and second CD.
I mean, between that time, I was always a street dude, so I got caught up into a lot of little jail time or whatever like that. And then when I came home, I wanted to do music, but the streets was, when you make so much money doing something
Streets
else,
is
it's not-
talking.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's hard to focus. Like I want to do a mixtape, but I just brought an Audi in the house, so I'm like,
Yeah,
wait a minute, what
yeah.
got me the Audi in the house? These raps or these motherfucking traps? You know? So I had to decide on what to pick, but
But you made money in the industry though.
yeah, always.
Yeah.
I mean, in my era coming out, and a lot of people know that it wasn't my fault. I wasn't as big as a lot of artists. They knew the label just wasn't ready for me.
Yeah.
They was just finding Mike Geronimo, and my label was TVT, so they had like 9 Inch Nails.
Oh, okay.
You know, they had
Yeah.
such big artists.
Other artists that
And
were-
then when they tried to do hip hop, they had Bounty Killer, me, you know. So I was a little too hood for them, so they wasn't ready. So a lot of people know that I didn't have that push. So people give me respect. So I still love doing this.
And did they try to change your material while
No.
you were with that label?
No, they didn't know how to deal with it. Like even Ice Down Medallions, my first video, I paid for it.
Wow.
They didn't even think that was like a hit. They was like,
That's crazy. That's
Oh my
insane.
God.
Classic.
And it's like you hear that and you know it's going to be a hit. Like from the production on it, you have Nori on the hook.
I knew.
Crazy.
I mean, I knew it was gonna be hot.
And that's an awesome video too.
Yeah,
The
I love-
jewelry heist.
yeah, I
That must
love
have been a fun video to shoot back in the day. How do you guys? Did you guys get any slack, or you guys get any like? You say you guys did it on your own. It must have been interesting to see that on the side. You guys throwing bags of jewelry into the
Yeah, nah,
van.
I mean, at that point, I owned Queens, so I knew all the jewelry spots. So it was,
Yeah.
it was fun. But I went to them first because I wanted to do a video for Worldwide, and they was like, no. They wouldn't give me. I'd rather do Worldwide.
Yeah.
So when I did Ice Down Medallions, I had to throw a little bit of Worldwide at the beginning, but I wish I could have did it because I'd have stepped on LA buildings.
Yeah. Oh, you were-
I'd have just answered New York so good, but they didn't let me do it though.
Man, it's a shame. But I will
That
say
is a
this:
shame.
you made a big run, even like this year. I saw you everywhere. Of all the rappers of your era, you were on Hot 97. You were on Power 105, putting out new music, major moves. What do you got planned for 2019?
2019, I'm gonna throw the album out.
Oh.
Okay.
218, I threw a song out with Uncle Murder, and it's like 2019 is about like 20 new artists coming out. Maybe 15 of them I got a feature with and shot the video. So I got a lot of products coming out like that. But then I got me. I think around May I'm gonna do the album. All
Ready for
cards on
that.
the table.
Okay,
Oh, I
Yeah,
like that.
I'm gonna show you.
that's
my
definitely a
hand.
good name for
Yeah.
the album.
It's
You come up
time,
with
I
that one
think.
on your own?
Yeah.
Nice.
I think people need that.
Yeah, they
Streets
need
need that.
that.
New York needs that.
Definitely. And they also need a Hamptons Dave feature on it. I hate to make it about Hamptons Dave, but we were just talking about.
No, we solidified that.
We need to get,
solidified
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe not on the album. We can get.
that. I got you on the album. You know that.
Oh, you would make his
On the
life.
album, that's it.
He would be
That's
so
it.
happy. He would be riding around Brooklyn with that song playing with the windows down.
Over and
like,
over.
You know, my verse would be crazy on it too.
And he wouldn't write it either. He would
No.
he'd just take the beginning and the,
The
end.
beginning and the end. You got to see that finish line.
That's
I'm
it.
gonna love it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people will say, "Who the black kid that go first?" Not black. It's Hampton Day. He's just nice. I mean, I love music. I think, but if I had to look at music or do a song or a show to pay my bills, I probably would have quit.
Where?
Yeah. I'd probably be doing something else.
Where? So it's
Inspiring,
like
really
the
inspiring
passion.
for all the young rappers out there
Yes,
listening here in
your
Boston.
passion.
You still kill it
But
in
it's
your
true.
shows, though.
Exactly, which is the point, is that you go on your shows and you kill it and you get live shows. Anybody that performs on the streets of New York knows that Flush will go and throw it down.
Yep.
No matter what. I've seen it perform.
Promote it, pack it out.
Pack it out. And we see that you're doing some of those weed events too. We've been doing a few of those things.
Yeah. Those are nice. Those are definitely dope. Like, support that. You know, they're underground. It's a lot of people. You know, weed's about to be legal. I think a lot of people should support people that are trying to do it.
I see so too.
They do it the right way. It's like, you know, it's
nice.
yeah.
I've been to them. You go in a law for something. You pick your different bud. You enjoy yourself. It's like when the hippies did it, man. It's real peaceful, man.
Exactly. There's no violence. It's good selection. And when everybody's competing with the best weed, you're gonna have the best, most organic, nicest weed. It only brings out the best in everybody. And you want to be like having good customer service, right? You don't want to be that guy that's just talking smack to everybody at those things.
Are we gonna get like a Royal Flush strand? Since all these like hip hop artists are investing in weed,
I feel like everybody is coming through with their own, but I want to see a Royal
I want a
Flush.
Royal Flush strand.
Because that just sounds like you get real high.
Yeah, the sound of it is dope.
It's like
Royal
you get high, it's
Flush.
like a king. Like, you don't feel violent. You don't
Yeah.
want to hurt nobody. You just want to get rich.
Yo, let me get
Give
that
some
Royal Flush.
yo.
Yeah, that sounds ill.
So, like, a couple of his albums, I'm on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it, so you can hear me on it.
And a few
Definitely.
videos.
A few videos, definitely. The ones with him here and the ones with him not here. Wow.
And
nice.
he's another one of those guys that only got better with time. Like, I listen to Sean Price from 2005 and 2007 and 2011 and like it more than any of the stuff I had heard him do back in the 90s. Like, I love, no disrespect to anything he had done back then, but he only got better in time. And, and up until the very end. His very last CD was put out.
I guess I was the same way, because when you listen to Helter Skelter, you hear Rock. He's a whole nother voice, a whole nother.
It's like crazy.
There's something different, and at that time.
And Rock is nice. It's not disrespect.
No, hell no, but at that time he had just a different voice, a different sound. So you was probably feeling him a little more. Out of every team, there's always going to be someone that's more of a leader. But when I got into like Mike Tyson, with Sean Price, I was like, wow. The bad part, though, I wish I would have knew his catalog or listened to it more before, when he passed. I went through everything and then realized how great he was.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. That's
same. Both of us, literally the same thing.
Well, I was like, unbelievable, man. I didn't know that. I hung out with him every day. I knew all the songs from Mike Tyson and all of that, but I didn't go through everything. And he's unbelievable.
And he seemed, I've heard other interviews, but he was one of those guys when you were writing a song with him, he'd bring out the best in you, because he'd actually say, I think it was Starang I just talked to you about it, Starang Wonder. If he heard something you didn't like, he'd say, no, do that over. He was one of those guys that would really bring out the best in everyone around him.
He'd call, if he didn't like something I did, he'd call me the next day and be like, Flush, we're going to change that, right? He just didn't care. Like, he just wanted you to say the best, or say the best.
He just kept it real, as they say.
Yeah.
And
he was
R.I.P.
funny. He was funny. He was
I
dope.
know.
He was dope, man.
I just remember you always saying he would have loved our live shows we did. And he would have been all about that.
Like, he would have been like me. He would have came to every show just to come. Mondays, that would have been his spot. Yo, Flush, you going to meet me at the spot? I'd be there.
Oh, man.
That'd have been dope.
And, like you said, bar for bar, I'd put Sean P. up against anybody. Lyrically, he's up there.
I like that you never know where his punchlines are going to go, but he always hits. He never misses. He never misses.
It's going to be a
It's
different
like,
word.
Yeah.
But it's gonna hit.
It always hits.
Because a lot of times, how you can rhyme with a person while they rhyme and think you're gonna know their next line. You won't know his next line.
Yep, exactly.
Or you won't know it.
So, are we gonna luck out and get the CD anytime soon, or what?
Yeah. I'm gonna. I let Duck down. I let everybody throw it out. I will give Bernadette some. That's my heart. That's my sister.
Yeah, shout out to Bernadette.
Shout out to Bernadette.
Well, she's gonna be on the album, and her daughter's on the album as well.
Nice.
Bernadette, I watched her at that Mike Hands. She went up with Rock and she killed.
Oh, she bodies it.
She bodied the Sean Price verse.
She bodies it. Like she Sean Price lives through her.
Yeah.
Or I swear. Like when I look at her, I just see Sean Price talking to me every time.
I like that I guess that's his daughter he puts on the tracks too. I love that.
Yeah. That's my baby girl too. Like I said, me and him, we used to do Daddy Day. You know, my daughter's 8, his daughter's 8. You know, so they used to hang out all the time, and we'd just sit there and bug out. But he was crazy.
That has to be quite the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. What a daddy
That
that
could be a fly on the wall there.
Be the third daddy.
Yeah.
Brooklyn dads is different from Queens.
Yeah.
With P, I had to let my daughter do a lot of things I didn't think I could let her do. But nah, we have fun though.
Man, yeah, I definitely would like to see him at one of those Ryan Show lives at Tavern. Definitely would have been nice. But it's definitely good to see all those guys still putting all of that, all those tributes still out to him. Everybody still keeps his spirit alive. Like they say, Sean lives on. So you can
that
see
music's never gonna die.
No.
When you're that nice and there's that catalog, there's no way that's ever gonna die out.
Nah. Nope.
He was just saying outside, you've been around a lot of rappers, but
Yeah.
that's
That was my favorite, Like I said, I done been around Rest in Peace, Big L, Old Dirty Bag, Big Pun, Prodigy.
Were you boys with ODB?
I wrote when he came home from jail. I actually wrote that whole album. When he signed to Rockefeller, I wrote the whole album.
oh, okay.
Wow.
When he
Okay.
did the song with Swiss when he came home, I wrote that. When he did the song with Busta Rhymes, that money.
Yeah.
How do you write that? Like, how do you write ODB lyrics? Like, how do you get in that state of mind and just start like wiling out? Like, do you hit the pipe and start? Ooh.
We hung out together, and just being around him, it was easy for me to get him. But if one day I will release like all the demos, and when you hear it, I sound just like him. Like I made my voice sound just like him.
That is awesome.
Unbelievable.
That's cool.
I'll play that for y'all.
Yeah, I need to hear that.
Yeah, quality. Dave.
I need to hear that.
I got you. I'll do that.
Oh, man. And we are back. You're listening to 98.1 FM, simulcast at 1410 AM. Simulcast again at ADG Radio. This is The Ryan Show FM. And there's no cursing, but we get edgy.
Shut up.
It's true.
We walk that line.
That's right.
Fine line.
We walk a
Fine
very,
line.
very fine line. In fact, we wonder who is really listening sometimes
Oh, well,
when we put this broadcast out there.
leads right into this perfect topic right now.
Oh,
It
boy.
certainly does.
Oh,
And
boy.
we all know where Hampton's Dave stands on this one.
Oh, yeah, we do.
Don't stand too close to him. He might pee on you, kid. That's right. We're going to go there. We've been wondering, Hampton's Dave, what are your opinions on this whole R. Kelly situation?
I mean, it's definitely wrong what he did. I just also I'm not gonna mute him. I'm not gonna stop listening to his music. I'm not gonna not play him. Like, his music is still his music. I have friends that do. I had friends that do bad things. I may have not, liked what they did, but
They're still your friends?
they're still.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
He's loyal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
No.
Yeah.
He definitely messed up. There's, what he did, and the age of those girls is terrible. It's wrong. He should pay for that. But like I said, I'm not gonna stop listening to his music. Like, the remix to Ignition is still hot and fresh in the kitchen.
With R, I think his music was so strong that we was blind to it. The whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so blind. After he already did that, I mean, we all knew.
Yeah,
But-
we did.
But I mean, I gotta blame parents in certain situations. You gotta blame. Like, to my daughters, I'm a superhero. It's me, Superman, Batman. Like, we all Iron Man. We all the same. So I feel like, where was the parents at in that situation, man? Like, my 15 and my 14-year-old daughter came and spent the night out.
Trying to get that money.
Yep.
So
Trying to get that easy money, too.
And when I watched it, I was blind, and I'm mad at R. Kelly. But like the 5th episode, I'm like, the parents, y'all was at shows. Y'all introduced this man to him.
Yeah.
Like, it was one girl that said she went to court because she didn't believe that he could do it, but then she started sleeping with him. So you went to court? Like, I mean, I got to blame some people, man, because he's not the only pedophile out there. There's a million of them. So if you could keep your kids from your neighbor that's probably a pedophile, how you couldn't do R. Kelly, man?
You can keep him away from the guy in the rusty van handing out candy.
Yeah.
But when
There's
with
a lot
no-
of
with
bad
no
parents
windows.
out there.
yeah.
You know, the van with no windows.
Yeah.
It just shows that there's a lot of bad parents out there, and it just shows how success and money can really blind people to do some great. Because he had a lot of help within his team of people that were like going out getting these young girls for him and they said he couldn't read and write, so he wasn't writing no NDA. So, he had lawyers doing NDAs.
They wasn't his team. They was like people that like worked for him. Cause they was his team. Like if it was me, Hampton or Ryan would say, "Yo, Flush, listen, she only 13. Come on,
chill.
There's an 18-year-old out there. Wait, like he does not. There's no friends. He just the way he was. He just caved him in, and he knew how to control him. But they said his sister raped him when he was a kid. So
he was crazy. I saw an interview where he said he used to use his mom's coffee cup, but would use the side where her lipstick would get stuck to it because he always was attracted to his mom. He had a weird attraction to his mom. And, like, when I saw that, all right, so he's not right in the head.
Yeah, he's not right in the head. There's no doubt about it. He has serious issues. I mean, he peed on a young girl's face when she was, 13?
Yeah,
and
filmed it.
There's no doubt about it that he's got his issues. But Horace Brown made a point.
Did that.
I mean, was she 13, 14?
A 13-year-old?
If you were 13 and you peed on a 13-year-old's face, I guess that's okay.
I was 28. She was 32. Yeah. She took it.
Well, that's an adult. That's adults consenting and, sexual behavior that, is okay. But with a 15-year-old or 14-year-old, that's not okay.
18, no problem.
All right, so
17, if her mom signs off for letting you pee on her, great, go for it.
But I've seen these girls at 21 leave and their family rescued them and they come back the next day.
Yep.
And that's where I don't agree. The whole mind control thing is where it's a little bit much. And the whole brainwash thing, like Horace Brown made a great point the last time he came on. And I do not consent to what R. Kelly did, obviously.
Imagine being at those shows, being an R&B artist like that. And, like, the girls that trying to get backstage and go into your dressing room, like, the line that could be there, who knows, But he had a specific type.
Young.
Teen nights.
Young.
So, it's not about, these artists have women throwing themselves at them, but it's like you can't sit there and go after young women who are underage. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? As an artist, you should be smart enough to be like, all right, how old are you? Can I see your ID? Like, you gotta know.
Yeah, the age thing
some
is
of those
terrible.
women, it's not a coincidence.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that all these women are young.
Yeah, that's where
the real problem lies. Is the underage girls.
I think that's the sick part about it because he really likes. But there's people out there.
But
the repulsive.
I can't play his music as a DJ. I can't do it now. Because I can't because I believe I can fly. Could be like I could believe I can fly to that 14-year-old girl. You know what I'm saying?
That's what he been saying.
I know, but I can't.
So Bliss,
do it now.
were you playing R. Kelly before this docuseries came out?
First, to be honest, yes. I played R. Kelly, and then when I saw this docuseries, it definitely changed my mind about him. Even though I did know about all these situations over a long period of time, we knew about him.
Like we knew,
but it was just to see everything. To see everything in one, to sit down and really watch it, it was different. You know what I'm saying? It was just different to hear the stories behind the scenes about these other girls. Because I didn't really know the stories. I didn't know how he really was. I just was like, oh, everybody made fun of it.
He peed on a girl's face.
People made fun of it.
She was 14 years old, and you were playing his music.
Played fun of it.
That's where I don't understand.
I know, but the thing is that when they did that, it was very strategic because, first of all, he wasn't convicted for that. So they had the video out. We knew about the video, but it was never solidified that yes, it was him. He did it like that, and they made the trial over years and years of time, so that by the time the trial came, it was already old. It was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? So it's even the girl who got peed on, she got bought out, so she's not on the stands being like, that was me getting peed on. So it was very weird, and he was putting out all this music, and we're blinded. I was blinded by the music. I was just like, oh man, this is great songs. But then the trial and everything, it was, I'm not saying that I didn't know about all these facts, but how it was played out in that docuseries, it just changed a lot of things for me.
I got you. So now, if they did a documentary on Elvis in that Grayskull Castle,
I don't play Elvis.
But he had the same thing going on.
I don't like Elvis. I heard he was racist. So.
But he had the same thing going on. A bunch of young white girls in his mansion living with him.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Psychos.
I didn't play. I don't really mess with Elvis ever since.
A bunch of young white girls. Is that a confirmed fact, Flush?
Definitely.
Did he have like an R. Kelly situation? Was he peeing on girls' faces?
His wife was young.
Thank you very much. I'd love to see Elvis peeing on a girl's face. That'd be hilarious, honestly. As long as she's not underage. Let me
Drops
rephrase
down
that.
on one knee.
No,
Yeah.
Elvis's wife Priscilla, like when they got together, she was underage. Like she was very young.
Yeah, she was.
It's that southern. You know, they do that. Isn't the age of consent actually lower? Let's ask some of our West Virginia
Down
listeners
south.
right now.
If it's your family member.
Ask your cousin how old she is before you start kissing her.
Ew.
Sorry. No, we're just for the underage stuff is what made him a monster.
Yeah, I don't care if it's sexual, whatever he did sexual. I do some crazy shit, so fuck it. But I mean, as far as just being with young minors, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's some sick, manipulative, like
crazy.
evil, twisted.
Being in the industry.
But you guys wouldn't hang out with him if R. Kelly was like, "Yo, let's hang out." Would you hang out with him, knowing all the things he does?
Nah, but he can meet me in the studio though.
You want that ignition
Have
remix?
You ever been around him at any shows or
Yeah.
anything? And like any stories, anything
mean,
from being in the industry back then?
When me and Mike Geronimo did a show with him in Chicago, we actually was looking at the girls and they didn't look at us, but we didn't pay no attention.
Yeah.
But now that they're saying the story, like word, nobody can look at us.
Yeah,
And we was in the same hotel in the elevator.
That's the same thing Eric was saying.
We was in the
that
elevator together, and the girls never looked at us.
they
but
could
we
never
just,
look at
Really?
anybody.
We
Yeah.
just was like, these is crazy. You know,
So
part of my friends.
in the industry, it was like, because it seems like a lot of industry people knew. So it like that R. Kelly, had that thing in the industry. Was it like whispers here and there, like yo?
Nah, you just at that point, R. Kelly was it. Like, so you just think that's just the way he has his people trained. You can't talk, can't speak. I mean, it's not. I can't say I've been around Michael Jackson, and there's 50 people before you can get close to him, and they don't talk or they don't speak. So I was looking at it like he's just a godfather of music right now. So we didn't say. I was like, okay, these are these young artists. They got their own room. They all had their own. He treated his people so different. Like
That's
what
what's
they
so weird
saying
when you
on
get to
there.
that level. You just become like kind of a weirdo. When you become that level of superstar, like R. Kelly, I feel like you don't go out and like get a drink with him. Like who was it again? Michael Jackson isn't the kind of guy you just like go out and hang out with. They have like so much money that they can build their own reality and put exactly who they want around them at all times.
Yeah, Michael Jackson built a theme park.
A theme park with children.
I love Disney World. I will go to Disney World right now as an adult and have the best time. So if I can have Disney
and you're
World,
there making fun of R. Kelly bliss.
well, because I like to have fun, but I don't have
You
that
don't like to have
type
fun
of
with
fun
kids.
with kids.
I get it.
You're not gonna say my son can come spend the night.
No,
Yeah.
he cannot.
Now, what
Not
if it's
unless
a-
he's 18 years old.
Now, when you reverse the roles, does it make it worse? That is another question.
When
Does
women,
if
when women
Beyonce if Beyonce was as big of a superstar as she is and had hundreds of young boys flying them in from all over to make love to them and write crazy, ridiculous songs,
I don't know.
then what?
I'm gonna cut my mustache off.
Yeah.
I am now 14.
See, that's the thing with women. It's like the rules are.
Enroll into 9th grade immediately.
Yeah, that's why when like all those kids who like sleep with their teachers, like everybody's always like, "Oh man, why did he snitch?" He was like, he was in a good position.
Like, where is that teacher? Like, where is
Actually, we
that
had
teacher?
one. Come to think of it,
Yeah.
we had one in our school. But yeah, they were out there. But I hear that it was only in our generation. I heard the teachers back in the day weren't giving it up like they
Nah,
are
it was
now.
all old. We didn't have hot teachers. Think about your second grade teacher. She was not hot.
Actually, ours were like all right. Like we were from a generation where like I guess teacher was like a job to have if you weren't some like crotchety old. I don't know if that's allowed on FM, but you always blank that one out.
I can't.
You always blank that one out.
Oh,
But you know what I
man.
mean? Like no, we were from the age where we had like kind of younger, fresh out of college girls.
like, as we got
our
older.
elementary, especially in the Hamptons.
Yeah.
Young Dave and I crotch.
I had some like teachers. If I was a boy, they were very attractive. Like
Well, I'm older than y'all. All my teachers are old with glasses that hung down. Or, like I said, in R. Kelly's situation, he was abused.
Yeah.
So that's all he know. There was a woman abusing him. So when you getting abused so much, now when you got the chance to be the aggressor, so now he does the same thing to women. That's all. So it's just something he's been through in his life that we haven't been through. So it's a mental problem, but he still makes great
At a
music.
larger scale, once again, because he has all the access to all that power and all that money, and he's able to get away with anything he wants.
It's
So-
just like people should have been like people around him should have put him in like some type of therapy or some, but he was making money, and that's
It's
just sad.
just coming
thing.
to show that the 80s and 90s were a wild time. All these stars and celebrities.
Well, we didn't have camera phones.
I know.
We didn't have no way for you to know.
Like,
Like even R. Kelly, the Pistons, he had a whole big VCR swinging around with a big red light. It wasn't. We wasn't exposed like that. But
the
it was-
second
it was going
Instagram
on.
Live came out, it was over for R. Kelly.
yeah.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
That was it.
TMZ killed him.
TMZ.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, it's just not easy to get away with anything now. I guess it's kind of
You see-
making us better.
But it's
people
crazy.
in
You
a
see him at
sense.
his last show. There's a video of him at his last show.
His
with
birthday party.
girls screaming,
days
"Take
ago.
me, take me."
Yeah. Was that who was that? Was that you
Take-
in the crowd, Bliss?
Oh yeah, please. I'm too old for him. He doesn't want me. I'm way too old.
Oh,
But
man.
that's crazy. I'm sure there are super fans, like women out there that
Super
still
freaks.
that are like into R. Kelly. I'm like, I don't know. It
I
ain't me.
guess, yeah,
It's
well, I
not
guess-
stopping from people. His streams. I just
No, I was
read
gonna
them.
say,
Yeah,
yeah.
his streams are up, his out, like, because people now, because his name is being brought up so much, people are now like going back to listen to the music.
Yeah, that's all that is. They're
Yeah,
just going
so
back to
I think
But then you go
yeah.
back and you listen to like TP2.com. Like that.
No,
album.
Chocolate Factory was that.
12 play, man.
Yeah.
Well, 12 Play was dope, but
Listen to us.
Bliss is melting.
Oh, you know that 86 Mets.
86 Mets. I was gonna say.
You know that Mookie
Governor of
Wilson,
Queens.
that Keith Hernandez, that Darryl Strawberry, that Gary Carter,
Yeah, that's like a
that Doc Gooden.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's all I hear.
that's a Hall of Fame lineup right there.
I was gonna say that's like $1
That
million
Mookie
right
Wilson.
there in other sales.
yeah, I don't
Back
even
then.
know sports, but I know all those guys that you just named.
Yeah.
that
I
was
like
it.
heard those names before.
Shout out Daryl Strawberry.
Yep.
Daryl Strawberry.
He's
I remember
out
his
there on
daughter was
IG.
on Love and Hip Hop. That's how I know him.
Really?
Yeah.
Doc Gooden missed the parade. They couldn't find him. He missed the parade, the championship parade, because he was turning up too much. It's
Yeah.
absurd.
Love Doc Gooden. And he was still throwing it over 100
Yeah.
miles an hour somehow.
My boy. I mean,
Crazy heat.
Mookie Wilson was my boy. This is still on bases.
Yeah.
Mookie is still him.
Love Mookie Wilson. Shout out all those 86 Turn Up Mets. This is HD's Top 5, and you can get involved, fans. All you need to do is leave hashtag HD5
That's it.
in any of these athletes involved inboxes, right? Or I'm
That's
sorry.
it.
Leave
Leave
a
it on the
comment.
comments.
So
Get
let them
in-
know that, listen,
yeah.
let them know we want to get them in here. We want some of these turn up athletes
do.
in here with us. We want some of these awesome
This
stories.
is just to lead up because I really want to sit down with athletes and I want to hear the stories. I want to hear about the turn up. Like, you hear about players going out the night before and then you find out that, you watch the game, they score like 35, 40 points
I
after
mean,
that.
I hung out with a couple.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Me and J.R. Smith did a lot of nights together.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, he's still looking for a job right now. You better wait on that.
Nah, he was with Cleveland. The next game.
Oh, is he still?
Yeah, he was with New York. The next game was he was all right. Sometimes he did good. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you was like, oh, that was my fault.
Word. I put a picture up of me and him. Like, damn, my bad, y'all.
Shout out to J.R. Smith, though.
Seriously, hopefully we get him back here in New York ASAP. You listen to The Ryan Show at theryanshow.net, a.k.a. 98.1, the new Urban Heat, a.k.a. ADG Radio, and we'll be back shortly.
Hold on, Ryan, can I ask a question?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Would I be wrong if I go to an old folks' home and date a bunch of old women and steal all their credit? I just want to know if an old R. Kelly is accepted.
Street
old
credit?
R.
It's
Kelly.
legal.
It's legal.
Would you be peeing on their faces?
Well,
Yeah.
to steal their credit, no. But to date old women, it's
They dying tomorrow. I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm using them. It's over.
We all
Is
know
it
it can be
moral?
too young,
Morally
but
right.
can it be too old? I think it's almost equally as messed
but
up
you
to have
find,
sex
like-
with a
I
100-year-old
just,
woman.
I just want to know.
Anna Nicole Smith?
Is it a crime or a fetish?
Anna Nicole Smith?
I think it's a
fetish.
crime. I think that
It's a crime and
she
a
might
fetish.
die. Like, if you were to have sex with a 100-year-old woman, that's equally as disgusting as having sex with like a child.
14.
Honestly, it's like.
Well, that's Ryan's answer. Let's say everybody answer.
And on that note, so I'm not fired from 98.1. Let's get out of here and go to this next segment. This is HC's Top 5, and we'll be back. Bada bing.
bing, bing.
It's the Ryan Show.